Let me just say that I certainly understand this is it's an attractive bill, but not necessarily a financially prudent bill, because the money for Texas Parks and Wildlife, which I think is very important to all of us, the money for Texas Parks and Wildlife primarily comes from the sales tax, which is a sporting goods tax, and then that money then goes to Texas Parks and Wildlife. When you start carving out these exemptions, you're taking money away from Texas Parks and Wildlife, which derives this money from the sporting goods tax. And where does that money go? Please ask any of those who have been on the Appropriations Committee and those who currently serve on the Appropriations Committee. It funds, in large part, your state parks. And one of the things we discussed in this appropriation process is that the state parks are in bad need of repair, and they need the money. So much so that Representative Larry Gonzalez came forth with a bill that you voted on the floor of this House to put more money into Texas Parks and Wildlife in order for those dollars to go to your state parks. Now, I hope we don't get because I come from urban Texas, and you may think that I don't have the guns and everything else, and this is not my cup of tea. But I don't think there are too many who have more guns than I. But the point that I want to make is when you start exercising this particular tax exemption, please recognize that you're taking money from Texas Parks and Wildlife, and that money will go through the sporting goods tax to the state parks. And many people throughout the state of Texas and in many of our districts are going to the state parks. And those are the people that you're hurting. Secondly, in addition to the state parks, the money goes to the local parks and local park grants. And so when you start reducing the money, when you start exercising these sort of carve-outs, no matter how attractive they may be, they are not good budgetary matters. The bill is attractive. I recognize it's attractive, but the bill is not fiscally, prudently, conservatively sound. And the worst thing that we can do is to start giving out these pockets of money because it's attractive without adding and balancing your books. Now, I don't think you can get any more conservative than making sure that you don't expend more than you take in such that you can pay your bills. Now, I know some may say this is only $1 million here and it's $11 million here. But I think for average Texans on the street, every tax dollar that they pay is important. And every tax dollar that we just give out just because we can doesn't make good, sound, conservative fiscal sense. I don't care what type of scorecard you're using. If at the end of the day, we give away money, we can't pay our bills, our state parks continue to fall in a state of disrepair, then the Texas House must be held accountable for exercising voting on a bill that sounds good, but from a fiscally financial point of view is not good.